Well, Zillow did it again. They actually downgraded their housing market forecast over the next 12 months. This is thanks to a new report they just announced yesterday at the time of this video. So in today's video, I'm going to break down their latest housing market forecast and why they downgraded their previous housing market predictions. So if you guys get any value out of today's video whatsoever, then please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. Also consider subscribing as well if you haven't done so already. I post the latest housing market trends so you can make a more informed decision about whether you should buy or sell a house. So with that said, let's begin today's video. And this is according to Zillow as of the 19th of May, posted yesterday. And it says here, Zillow's housing market outlook has been revised down. And by the way, this is the second consecutive month that they have decreased their housing market forecast over the next 12 months. So Zillow is now forecasting for 11.6% increase in home values over the next 12 months. And this is for May 2022 to April 2023. And looking back at their previous forecast, which was posted on April 20th, which I made a video regarding that as well, they said a gradual cool down is going to occur this spring. So 1 month ago, they were forecasting for home values to increase by 14.9% over the next 12 months. However, on their most recent forecast, they're calling for only a 11.6% increase. So on top of downgrading home values over the next 12 months, they also downgraded their predictions for home sales over the next 12 months as well. So it says here 5.73 million existing home sales are expected in 2022, according to the latest forecast. That's a 6.4% decrease from 2021. So their previous forecast, which was last month, was calling for 6.09 million existing home sales and not 5.73 million. So they basically decreased it by 300,000 houses. So Zillow is calling for a gradual slowdown in annual home price growth from the current pace of 20.9%, that's a year-over-year increase, to 11.6% growth rate through April 2023. Over the next 3 months, Zillow expects home values to grow by 5.2%. That's actually down from their expectation of a 5.5% growth rate in their previous housing market predictions. It says here their revised projection here would still represent a very strong housing market in the coming year. Annual home price growth has only exceeded the current year ahead projection of 11.6%. In other words, the projection over the next 12 months for home prices to increase by 11.6%. This 12-month projection has only exceeded the recent run of record-breaking growth that we saw in 2021 and during a several-month stretch in 2005. And while 5.73 million existing home sales would be a decrease from the remarkably strong 2021, that would mark the second best calendar year total since 2006. So again, they are forecasting for home sales to be 5.73 million over the next 12 months. So have a look at this because this is according to the National Association of Realtors. At the current sales pace, according to the Realtor Association, we would sell 5.6 million houses over the next 12 months based on the current sales pace in April. So basically Zillow is forecasting for that to be even greater than at 5.7 million. So at 5.7 million, yeah, it's not as great as 2021 when we had approximately 6.1 million existing home sales in the US, but stronger than 2020 and 2019. So here's the reason why Zillow has downgraded their housing market forecast though. It says due to spiky mortgage rates, inventory gains, in other words, more people listing their houses for sale, and lower than expected pending home sales and mortgage application data that drove the downward revision. Let's talk more about this because we're starting to see an increase of housing inventory across the United States. So Realtor.com actually posted this yesterday at the time of this video. They said new listings are still down 1% year to date in 2022, and active listings, which is another word for housing supply, we're still down 17% year to date. However, look at the trends though, because for new listings for the week ending April 30th, 2022, we had an increase by 3% compared to 1 year ago. Then the following week, it increased by 1 percentage point. And then now the most recent stats we have, new listings are actually up 6% compared to 1 year ago. We also seen the same trend for active listings as well. We were down 3% for the week ending April 30th. We were actually flat for this week. But now for the most recent week here, we have a gain of 5% in active listings compared to 1 year ago. So in other words, Zillow is correct in saying that we're seeing gains in inventory, which is obviously a step in the right direction. In regards to lower than expected pending home sales, here's the most recent stats we have from Redfin. This is for the 4 weeks ending April 15th, 2022. So the black line right here is for 2022. This blue line is 2019. The orange line here above is for 2021. So Zillow is saying we're having lower than expected pending home sales. And that's actually true as well, because as you can see here, the number of pending home sales was basically on par with last year in 2021 through basically mid-April. And by the way, this is when mortgage rates started to increase greatly. It has started to peel away from 2021. So basically at the start of April, we were basically on par with 2021. But at the time of this video, for the number of pending home sales, we're actually down 6.42% compared to 2021. However, it's very important to note how this year compares to 2019 pre-COVID though, right? So for this week, we had 72,000 pending home sales, but this time in 2019, we had approximately 58,000. So basically we have more pending home sales than pre-COVID levels. So in other words, right now we have more pending home sales compared to pre-COVID levels at this time in 2019. In regards to less than stellar mortgage application data, the most recent data we have for you guys that I actually shared on the channel, this is actually posted on the 18th, was that mortgage applications decreased for purchase applications. These are for people submitting loan applications in order to buy houses. That actually decreased 12% compared to the previous week, and also decreased by 15% compared to the same week 1 year ago. You guys all know about that. I made a separate video. However, what I have not mentioned on the channel though, this was actually just published yesterday. This is also according to the Mortgage Bankers Association, or the MBA. Here they state mortgage applications for new home purchases decreased 10.6% in April. So that's compared to 1 year ago. Also compared to the previous month, which is March 2022, mortgage applications to buy brand new houses decreased by 14%. So in other words, one would assume if there's going to be less people submitting loan applications to buy brand new houses, then one would assume that home buying activity or home buying demand is decreasing for new home purchases as well. What we don't know with this data though, when we're talking about mortgage applications, we don't know if that's going to translate into a home sale. But in any case, according to Joel Kahn, he says new home purchase activity declined on a monthly and annual basis in April as a spike in mortgage rates cooled demand and home builders continue to grapple with rising costs, supply chain issues, and extended completion timelines. With the supply of existing homes on the market still at extremely low levels, the new home market is an important source of housing supply. However, a key word there, because as I've been reporting to you guys, the pace of construction has slowed in recent months. This is for single family houses. So the MBA's estimate of new home sales actually declined for the 5th consecutive month. I'll have the most recent stats for you guys regarding new home sales next week. This is because the US Census Bureau is going to report those next week as well. So I'm going to be reporting that to you guys as well. So stay tuned for that video. In any case, going back to Zillow's forecast here, they say labor market conditions will be closely monitored in the coming months, and that's going to affect their housing market forecast. Current labor market conditions are strong though, but the impact of expected rate hikes from the Fed is uncertain. Continued strength in the job market would keep pressure on housing demand and thus home value growth. In regards to this though, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens though, because as of today, Wells Fargo CEO says there's no question that the US is heading into a downturn and it will be hard to avoid a recession. I'll definitely keep you posted regarding that because according to Fannie Mae, they also are forecasting for a recession potentially in late 2022, but potentially also in the late half of 2023. I'll definitely keep you posted regarding that, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Also, comment below with your biggest takeaways from today's video. Also, I want to hear from you guys. What do you feel about their housing market forecast over the next 12 months? An increase by 11.6%. Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you got any value out of today's video whatsoever, then please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. Hope you have an awesome day. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.